Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about the aftermath of the Supreme Court judgment. Yeah, about the Edo State election, and of course, the impact on the equilibrium, political equilibrium, and the impact on the dynamics of politics in Edo State. Also joining us right now here in the studio, he is a youth mobilizer, a politician, and entrepreneur. Jimmy, to welcome Festus Ekinoyawado. Yeah, quite lengthy, quite lengthy. All right.
Viewers, good morning, Wednesday.
So let's put the show on the road. 11th of July. That seems to be what this administration has been waiting for, to hear the final of all finals, like in the final, the grand finale of judgment about, you know, all the issues, legal issues bordering on the election. And of course, Senator Mondo Pavolo came out tops. Yes, was celebration galore here and there. People have been asking so many questions. What next? What next? What next? Well, before we dive into the what next and of course the political equilibrium, let me start off with Okoro Osaho Obaraye. How are you feeling now?
From the look on my face, you should know I'm feeling. The truth is that the feeling started even when immediately after the election. What happened on the 11th of July was just a woman that was expecting delivery, and the doctor already told you that your EDD is from July 1st to July 15th. So you were already expectant because also you made sure that all your vitamins, constant checkups were done. So apart from something negative spiritually, you already knew that everything was done because scan was good. Truth be told, my brother, Edo people spoke, and the court confirmed what really happened. And it's also painful if at this point we still live in a place where until the court tells you that what you brought to it favors you, that is when you know the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. When it goes the other way, it becomes the judiciary has been robbed. I remember vividly during the past administration, the second tenure. After that election, I told you, Wilson, by God's special grace, I've been privileged to participate in the election since 1999 fully. The only election I saw that I'm yet to see how it was done was that second tenure of the past administration. Because I still keep mentioning names. My friend Oscar Wadari is now in UK, stays at Saple Road all his life before he left for UK. On that day, I saw him on my unit. I saw so many strange faces voting on my unit. And because Oscar was a close friend, I called, what's happening? He said they have been on stipends of about 5,000 or 10,000 for a very long time. Where they gave them money and also gave them car to come and vote in places they know the opposition was powerful. That was told that I knew, because it says after that election, I didn't see those set of people again. And this party that was defeated went to court, trying to prove all what happened. And what did the court say? No, that party won. I came here to also congratulate, to say congratulations, because you are not a lawyer. You are not the judge. The law is blind. Let's cite the case of the man that dresses like woman, Bobrisky, and the case of Cubana chief priest. Same scenario. One went to Kirikiri and the other one paid and left. The same issue, the same court was blind. It's what you present before it. Even if your father is a judge, your mother is a judge, that does not give you the effrontery to say if you get there, you will see justice. So you must not say because it did not favor you that it is bad. So to me, that is, first of all, it has gone to show that you are not truly a sportsman. Because we must be truthful. Must everything go your way? it must be you. And when it is not you, whatever that brought that person is negative. Citing cases of American electoral process, I think if we must remember the last time we remember till now, till the days of Ronald Reagan till now, I'm not sure any president has been defeated that went to court. Even when Donald Trump lost, when he was still in position, he shouted and he accepted. Even when he came again and he has won, and you can see that the presidency is quiet about it. People will not tell you everything is fine. You must not keep saying no because it's not me. Judiciary has taken bribe. Judiciary is this. And tomorrow you need this judiciary when you are being oppressed. You need this judiciary when things are not coming for you. We knew what it took in the last process of the opposition party. How many times they went to court to produce their candidate? How many they lost. It was at the last appeal that they won. So then the judiciary was not blind. The judiciary was good. So we must first of all appraise those that we've given the mandate of leadership to pilot the affairs of the judiciary.
All right.
Because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge. Our people went to court. And the court told you that this is what was this. You said you were not satisfied. You went to court B. And you said this was, and you know, okay, this is the last. If you already knew the judiciary was bribed, or they would have no need for you to go to the last.
All right.
You walk away to say, no, I know the end is not favorable. Or not, Dino Melaye lost election, he didn't go to court. He said he won't go. Are you getting it now? So if he didn't go, he does also have right to tell you that the process was bad.
All right.
So you that went to court, you were expecting that you will win. So if you don't win and you are not saying it is bad, it goes to show that you are the bad person.
Okay, what if this didn't go your way, your political party?
I will come in to say congratulations. I have done it before.
You've done it before, yeah, you've done it before. Well, Festus, you're just smiling. It's like in those states, it's like, oh, celebration, galore. What's your overview of the process?
When say, you know, we the APC, we are not just happy. We are confident because the man we have given the leadership of the state to has started already. So I'm smiling because they thought it's going to be business as usual, where you elected the man to be your governor and he's doing nothing. Before the final verdict, those in the opposition party have been clapping. Bello is trying. Unlike the narrative when the campaign was hot, they fit talk, they talk, but now they are seeing a man that talk less with more action. I want to say congratulations to Senator Modi Bello, congratulations to the All Progressive Congress, and congratulations to Edo State people, because for the first time we are seeing a governor that while he was waiting a final verdict from the Supreme Court, he was up and doing. This is a country where governors wait till there is a confirmation from Supreme Court before they start development in their state. And if the opposition was expecting the Supreme Court to say, no, Bello, you were not duly elected, to me, it is laughable. Because the election seems to be one of the fairest in Edo State, truth be told. It was an election where violence, the first time we conducted an election in Edo State where the violence was reduced. Not like there wasn't violence, but it was minute. It was an election where we have two gladiators. If somebody comes to tell you, Aswen Godao is not a gladiator, tell the person he don't know what he's doing. These two men that were that came from the major political party, they were gladiators. Even the man from the Labour Party was a gladiator. But you see these two Esan sons coming up with the vibes. Let me shock you. The only thing that gave Aswen Igodao a bad name was the man that brought him out. The problem Aswen had then before and after the election was the man that was with him. You know, at times your friends go a long way to tell how far you're going to go in life. So when the Esan people saw that this one is Aswan Ihodao associating with a man that want to put the Benin in jeopardy, a man that spent 8 years with MOU, they begin to draw a link. If this man is a friend to this man, meaning we are going to have a problem. So it was easy for them to settle for Mode Okpeyolo. Mode Okpeyolo became a governor out of the will of the people. So going to court was another foul play that the opposition party gave Aswa Ihodao that encouragement. Go. I keep telling some persons, like what he said. Do you know why he said, no, I'm not going to court? Not like he was not having the money. If you are telling me election was rigged in this room, where are the evidence?
All right. All right. I'll come back to you, Festus. Let's move straight down to Usman. Usman, I believe you've been listening to their analysis, and I know you have one or two things to say about this whole process, the election, the court process, and the final nail to this particular legal tussle, all about the governorship election. Take it up from there, Usman.
Thank you again for having me. I've been smiling and laughing at the same time. You know, they say in Nigeria, when it favors you, is connection. When it doesn't favor you, is corruption. But when you invited me to this program, one of the reasons why I came was because aftermath of Supreme Court victory, I wasn't expecting some many talk. I want to congratulate Senator Monday Okpeyolo, the Deputy Governor of the state, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, and the engine room of Edo State Government, Barrister Musa Umar Ihilo. The Supreme Court has said the governor is the governor. They won the election. According to Governor Godwin Obaseki, former governor, the only court you can go to now is the court of God. And I don't think we are going there anytime soon. The world is not going to end anytime soon. Nobody knows when it's going to end, but we have been hearing that it's going to end. But till then, these are the people who are going to pilot the affairs of this state minimum 4 years. I was here when the campaigns were going on, and I said something. I said the people who expect that Senator Monday does not know what he's doing, they are going to be shocked. A lot of persons who thought Senator Monday does not know what he's doing, now they are shocked. Is this the man that we used to know before the elections? Is this the same man that we were seeing then? That is how governance is supposed to be. He has taken some decisions that even me, I have to be very honest, I'm shocked. Good decisions. That is not to say his government of the past 9-10 months has been perfect. But like I said, Supreme Court to Appeal Court to INEC, everybody has said he's the governor of Edo State. And from the time I think from the time of the tribunal, he has been magnanimous in victory because he has invited Dr. Aswa Igodalo to join him in piloting the affairs of the state. That is how a leader is supposed to behave. Because whether anybody likes it or not, your governor today is Senator Monday Okpeyolo. I don't want to join issues with whether Obaseki now bring Aswa, that was why he failed or not. I don't want to join issues with the fact that Obaseki did not do anything for 8 years. I don't want to join issues with the fact that Edo people knew from the beginning that Senator Monday Okpeyolo was going to win. I don't want to join issues with that. I don't want to continue to live in the past. There's no need. There's no need at all. Because now, even though you say the PDP, for example, which I don't think there's a political party like that anymore in Nigeria, even though you say the PDP as at today won that last election, you don't have any evidence to prove that as at uh, to today. It is not an unfortunate what's it called circumstance. It is the will of God, and it is according to the Supreme Court and INEC what the people say, who the people voted for. Like I said, it would have been a very unfortunate self if the Supreme Court said Dr. Aswe Igodalo won, because in my mind I would be wondering if if they say he had won, on which political party is he going to say he's running on? The only party as of today that we have in Nigeria is PDP and ADC. PDP is no longer existent as far as I'm concerned. So I think it's for the best that Senator Beolo won.
All right, all right. I will come back to you, Usman. You saying that PDP is no more, many people will pick issues of that particular comment. You say that it's PDP, ADC, or APC, ADC. We have other political parties, but all the same, that is your opening remark. Let's move straight down to US, where Honorable Ehi Egariva is standing by. Honorable, over now to you. What's your own comment on the proceedings?
Thank you very much, Wilson, for having me. Uh, Firstly, I'd like to congratulate the governor of the state, Senator Monday Bolo, and of course, my good friend and brother, Right Honorable Dennis Daus, and of course, the entire APC family in the state. What the Supreme Court judgment has done is simply to confirm what INEC announced on the day of election when results were released, and the PDP had gone to
Please,
court.
Honorable, could you please project a little bit because we can barely hear you. Just increase the volume of your output, sir.
Is it better?
Better now, better now. Yeah.
Better. Okay. What I was saying is simple. The Supreme Court has only confirmed and affirmed what the lower court said. You know, since the history of tribunal judgments, especially with regards to justice, this is the first time that you're going to be having a unanimous decision at the tribunal, all three justices. Again, at the court of appeal, all three justices, and the Supreme Court justices. You know, and for the first time there was no dissenting judgment across all three layers of judicial courts where we were dragged to. But one thing is certain, I believe those who are unhappy about the judgment, they just reflect, those groups' attitude, because what played out in the state is a replica. The judgment is the same as on the June 6th, where even the current president's cousin lost to Senator Adeleke of the PDP through the three courts. It's the same thing. If you listen carefully to the justices of the Supreme Court, they refer to what we have always said from the beginning. There was this excitement, when they had the rights, because it created a lot of hope, and even they dumped the reverse machine on the court. There was nobody to lead in evidence. And they did not even follow the witness. The reverse began to happen. And if there was not to make sure they connect whatever the argument was to the beavers, but they did not do any of these things. But having said that, we from the APC, we are going to be very magnanimous in this victory and urge recruits. If you look carefully at Senator Wonderful, he's a man of peace and he does believe in truth to things. And if you look at our other leader, And as Shimon, he will always talk about the whole nation. We are one people, regardless of the senatorial district where the person is from. So we just all come together now to support the government prayers, giving all those lofty ideas we think we have consideration to see if there's any that you would like to, include in the beautiful works it's already doing, so that we can move our state forward. This interest that our state makes progress for every one of us. The buildings or the flyovers that are being built, the roads that are being constructed, by everyone, regardless of the political divide. Therefore, as the Bible has said, it said, when the righteous will rejoice, when the God forgives the righteous one. And once again, when I looked at the program is doing in the area of over 1,000 hectares of land being prepared across the senatorial district for production. The second one was that hunger is fighting very hard in the land, and it's looking at that. Look at the security situation. It reduced the incidence of autism to various minimum. Prior to this, we had one too many killings, but I'm glad now that this has been cleared. And it's also the commissioner of police and has to release a team to go into the forest to try to clear the herdsmen and all of those kidnappers, so farmers can return back to their farms. So, having said that, I think the governor is still an excellent and should be supported.
All right. All right. I'll come back to you, Honorable. Thank you so much for your opening remark. Now, we want to go for a break. When we return, it's all about the impact on the political dynamics. I remember the governor, in course of the celebration, said there will be a probe. We'll come back to that immediately after this break. Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI. You can call it this morning on ITV. You will be right on point. Now, in course of the celebration, the governor said something that is going to probe the past administration. We're diving into the political dynamics right now. Comrade Okoro Saobare, what do you feel about the comment made by the governor? Because he's known as a man who says a thing and he will do it eventually. Do you think this will be right politically in Edo State?
Definitely it's a right step in the right direction. For me, logically good. Because it is good that if you want to know where you are going, you have to first of all define where you are coming from. Are you getting? If I tell you I'm going to Selu and I'm trying to head to where Kiadolo, something should tell me no. Navigate back again there. So, but I, as Osawa Kwabaye, would have allowed the sleeping dog and move on if I was the governor. But logically, what he wants to do, pointing out that the issue of Radisson Hotel, because he mentioned so, that how come Edo State, after investing billions, just have minutes of what it takes in Radisson. I think issues like that goes to be digged into to see. Also citing the case of some road contract, he mentioned it, so it is also good to see. And I saw some of the videos where the governor, former governor online, smiled that every T's in his administration was crossed, every I's was dotted. So if truly he has said, so it's also good to check if he was right to what he has said. I saw some people also saying if he wants to probe, he should probe from 90 begin no date. I think the governor has a right to tell you where and what he wants to go. But one me I'm also sure of that some of us really was ashamed of is the Oshomole buses that was commissioned, the red one that we didn't see again. I never saw anyone again. And that's our taxpayers' money. I've said this one about a few months ago or even last year, that how come buses were just vanished, oblivion? Even if it has happened, we should know how it happened. All of them just went. So truly there are some issues that we really have to check. Because if we check it, it will also give credence to the future for us to know that this path is what we should do. But one thing I should also advise the governor, who I've seen that is somebody with a very bold heart, is that he should not believe in psychophancies. He should not believe in praise singers. He should know that he's a leader. His words are laws. So he should not just be seen talking. That's what talking says. Because you can see that whatever the governor says makes headlines. So he should watch his words. Because if after tomorrow, things like this is swept under the carpet, people will refer back to it. People like us will refer back. That you said you were going to do this. Yes. So he should manage his audience with people with him. He should not allow, because Wisin is handsome, Wisin wants to ginger him to say something and he just says it. I get it. He would have said so if he was somewhere like both of us can jokingly say something. But as a governor of a state who has been given the mandate of the people to do something, his words should be his bond. So if he's going to, he has said the Pope team are men of credible character. So we should also be waiting to see who are those men of credible characters we have in Edo. They should not be card-carrying members of any political parties. They should be seen as people that will say something. Some of us will say, truly what this man said is good. It should not be witch hunting. I will not be part of witch hunting, because all these issues boils down to followership. We see, let me tell you the truth. Don't shy away. If tomorrow you now hear Governor Baseki and that's what I want to declare to APC, do you know the people that will suffer it? It's me and you, who have insulted ourselves because we follow these people. So that's why I also want them to be guided by their words. Because I remember some times ago when the former senator of this state, Senator Oride, was embarrassed at the airport. His cap taken off by some followership that want to show eye service. But today, that was the man that headed the campaign train of this present government. So it goes to tell you, the person that did that now, will you already be happy seeing him? But he did it because of somebody then. That person cannot tell you already now, forgive him. No. But personally, he did that. That was a personal attack to his person, a personality. So if our leaders also don't want the followers to keep quarreling, they should maintain what they say publicly. Right. Because some of us are privileged to be friends to these people. And we know that if 80% have decamped, more decamping will start now. Okay. So I'm going to start in Abuja. And when they come down, the things you said before, who are you going to hold it back to?
I'll come back to you.
So they should mind what they say.
I'll come back to you. You said, in a way, if it's left for you, so to speak, you should let the dog lie. But logically, he's correct in this part. But remember what former President Muhammadu Buhari did about probe. Despite the billions spent in probing, nothing came out of it. And that distracted governor. Some are saying this is a vendetta against the former administration. Festus.
Wincy, a man came up one time and said those state citizens should be registered with identity card. At present, the man is nowhere to be found. Where is Obaseki today? That's a question we should ask us. And to my governor, let me say this very clear. If he was serious about probing, before he was handed over to, there was an handed over note where report of financial recklessness were given to him. Should have started that time. Why wait after Supreme Court? And we are in a country where when you become a member of a political party, a ruling political party, your sins are forgiven. I'm not ashamed to say it. Okowa was tagged to have siphoned trillions of naira. Where is Okowa today? He's in APC. So there is one thing about the Nigeria politics that I am used to. So coming to tell the governor to say, probe, is a waste of time. The ideal thing that should have been done is immediately you become a governor, check your handover notes. Then your committee that you set up with that of the previous administration, there was an interaction. While your own committee were giving you the handover note, they should have told you, we are seeing an issue in this area. Immediately you become a governor. Don't wait till after Supreme Court. Where is Obaseki today? When was the last time Obaseki was settled in Nigeria? That was why I started with a man that requested that all Edolites should have an Edo citizenship card. Is nowhere to be found. Who are you going to probe? Is it going to be the case of another former Minister of Petroleum, Alison, that will tell you, I mean, Ezra is also country? Then we begin to seek for extradition? No. There is a fundamental problem in Nigeria that is not peculiar to my party, APC, but it is peculiar to all parties. That if they become the head of a state or the governor of a state, as the case may be, when you decamp to join them, they don't have a problem with you. And it is that is part of the problem we have in this country. Regardless of who you are, you have served the people meritoriously, good or better. It is left for you to answer when you are being called upon. But when you become my friend, will I call you to answer questions? No. So I would advise the governor, to me, my personal opinion, the time I gave for that to have been done is past. Focus on the challenges we have in this state. Day after day, new challenges are coming up. Focus on it.
All right.
If there are issues that you think should, and they are very vital, that you are going to intervene on, handle it with care. Like what he said, don't let people push you into this, that. I will use Delta State again as an example. Those that were clamoring, Probokowa, where is Okowa today? Okowa is with the governor of Delta State. Probokowa, Okowa and the governor, they are in APC. Who's going to probe them? If actually, as we speak, Okowa probing his own, I will say, Governor, we need to probe Obaseki. There are a lot that were done in secrecy that ought to have come out by now. There are a lot of MOU that were signed that 8 billions of Edo State naira. But as we speak, who is going to ask? The man that is supposed to ask is telling us after Supreme Court, this is my governor. I work and I voted for him, but to me, I don't think that's the ideal thing to do.
All right. Let's get straight down to Usman. Usman, the probe issue, because the governor was so emphatic about it. He spoke about it in course of the celebration that he is going to probe the previous administration. What's your angle on this?
Thank you very much again. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing, the probe is not going to lead to anything. During the 8 years of Governor Godwin Obaseki, he has proven that if not for anything, he's a man that is very intelligent. You cannot take it away from him. You can say, Governor Godwin Obaseki, I don't like Ife, so I don't want this one, that, but you cannot take away what belongs to a man. Governor Godwin Obaseki, during his 8 years, even during the handing over, I'm sure there are people who have looked at those documents from cover to cover. You can question, why did he do this? But the question is that the problem with government is that once you have done anything that is not against the law, there is nothing anybody can do to you. If, for example, somebody is talking about Radisson Blue, and those state governments, they say the state government has 20% of 5% or 2%, I don't know. If it is in the book that it is 2% that the state government has, and the monies that was released or the land that was given to Radisson is proportional to what the worth of Radisson is, there's nothing to be probed. These probes, most of the time, are just a distraction. The people who are going to be in the probe panel, they are going to be paid. That is the only thing they are going to gain. They are not going to be paid small money. It's not all this small money that we used to mention here. They are going to be paid good money. That is what they are going to gain. So if I was going to be in the probe panel and somebody says, I will tell you that let's go and probe. We'll find something. At the end of the day, we might not find something. What will now concern me at that time will now be when my allowances during that time will be paid. In Nigeria, there are some things that are not worth it. We have a lot of issues as at today in Edo State. When rain falls, a lot of places in Edo are unmotorable. Let us deal with that. We have a lot of we have insecurity resurfacing. Let us deal with that. Let's forget about the fact that there's somebody who wants uh, I'm not saying if there's anything that will be found that Godwin Obaseki has done that is wrong, that he should not, if there is take him to the court. But don't waste time on probing or not probing. It's not worth it. What's the name? Dasuki then in Jonathan's government. He was probed. It is very funny most of the time. You see, um, in the next government, accountant general is taken to EFCC. The person who authorized what the accountant general did is staying at home. Commissioner of finance or superb chairman is taken to EFCC. The person who authorized what the superb chairman did is at home. The people who always suffer at the end of the day are the appointees, and I do not always know why the appointees are not smart enough to do things by the book. Governor Mondo Bewolo as at today has only 6 commissioners or maximum 7. Look at how you can make those ministries who do not have commissioners have commissioners. Commissioners who are going to work for the people of Edo, not people who not there are people in the APC who are very competent. There are people in every political party that are very competent. It must not be people who one leader said, now my person be this. No. If the leader says, now my person be this, and the person is competent, no problem. Do not put people who are incompetent that will go to the ministries and give permanent secretaries issues. And put square peg in square holes. Not a situation where, for example, you have a lawyer heading, I don't want to mention the name of the ministry, you have a lawyer heading a certain ministry. It doesn't work that way. I know he's a political appointee, I agree. But Mr. Wilson now, for example, imagine putting you as Mr. Wilson or Marshall as the commissioner for works. What are you going to be doing there?
I'll do
You
the
want to
works,
be
of
doing mass
course.
communication in the Ministry of Works?
All right. I'll come back to you, Mohammed. I'll come back to you. Let's move straight down to the US where Honorable Gariva is standing by on this probe issue. Someone say that this might just be a witch hunt or another way to siphon Edo State taxpayers' money that may not lead to any finding or discovery. Honorable, what do you feel about this?
Well, thank you once again, Wilson. As far as I'm concerned, sometimes there's the need for you to revisit the past to get clarity on certain issues. What we must not lose sight of is the fact that the monies that were spent by the previous administration are public funds held in trust on behalf of Edo State people. And if we are going to move forward as a country, it is important that we stop insisting that the new government of the day will sweep uh, circumstances that are not too transparent right under the carpet and just move on. It encourages those who are on board and those who are yet to come in the future to engage in financial malfeasance. Therefore, I would encourage the incumbent governor of the state, Senator Modi Kwelu, to once again look very critically at how those state people's monies were spent. It's behooves on any governor or government at any of the layers of government to always conduct their affairs transparently so that even after you have left office, I'm going to bring one that particularly, why people talk about the Radisson Blue Hotel and how things changed. I also know that there was a power plant, Azura Power Plant, that cost about $1 billion. that Governor Obaseki told us about. All of a sudden, with no public notice, I heard in the news that those state shares in that company have all been sold. This were not done transparently. When things are like that are to be done, it must go through the House of Assembly. These are supposed to be investment that were made on behalf of Edo State government and citizens. Even children unborn are supposed to benefit from those investments. So our common patrimony cannot be wished away like that. You have to remember the sorrow farms that Obaseki so preached about and the numerous hundreds of millions of dollars that was spent for farm preparations. Oh, we are clearing these hectares. Oh, 800 and something million naira have been spent to prepare land. At the end of the day, I don't know how many tons or tubers of yams made it to the market after all these huge funds were spent, which as on its own, Nigerians and Edo people can be complaining right now of high costs of food products. This kind of misappropriation of funds contributed to the lack of sufficient food sufficiency in the states. If the money that was earmarked for agriculture can be so much misused and misapplied, and accountability is not asked, that means the people want to continue to wallow in hunger. He must come out. His people must come out. He had commissioner for agriculture. He had commissioner for finance. They must tell us what happened to the billions that was spent on agriculture, preparing farmlands, planting crops that never made it to the market, and the citizens never benefited. There were annual budgets put there for agriculture. We are seeing tractors now. We are seeing proper land preparations now. I even had videos and photographs of Obaseki walking through some maize farm. Why did those maize not make it to the markets? What happened to them? Were they photo shoots or photo ops? We should not be hoodwinked like that as a people and wish our monies away like that. I think the governor, if he considers it worth his while, I will support him to go in that direction and beam some such light on certain aspects of some funds. Okay, I'm going to also look at this. One of the areas I want the governor to also probe, because while Governor Baseki was in power, he made some allegations to the extent that the markets that went up in flames, he was blaming it on the then opposition, which is my political party, APC. But what I want to draw to the attention of Edo people is that if you look on Safle Road, sorry, I beg your pardon, Sokomba Road and Second East Circular Junction, where we used to, the EDPA, there is a new supermarket there, you know. We need to look at, and it was said that it was built in collaboration with the Edo State government. Right next to that supermarket is a Kiosa. A Kiosa market was gutted, and a few months later, the supermarket was opened by government. There's no clarity there because if the people are seeing an open market, they're not going to the supermarkets.
All right.
So the government needs to look at some of these things. We need to call the security agencies to see why a supermarket burnt that a government and open market is burnt and was never rebuilt, and the supermarket springs right next door to it for
Okay.
people to patronize
So you are
because
in
this
for the
location
probe.
is, yes, on the same road, just right next door to it.
Okay.
So I want the government to look at a few things. These are very critical issues. People should not take us for a ride and just think like, oh, you can fool all of the people all of the time. No,
All
we
right.
are not dummies.
All right. Thank you.
I probably will.
Thank you so
Chairman,
much, Honorable Yegariba. You're saying yes, some of these things should be proven. I'm saying it might just be a vendetta or waste of taxpayers' money, but some are saying some things should be looked into. But what do you feel about that? We'll return after this break. It is going to be the fate of other political parties in Edo State. Remember, political dynamics. Usman is like saying that there is no PDP. Some are saying no, it's not true. We're all return after this break. We will take a look at the fate of other political parties in Edo State. It's all about the aftermath of the Supreme Court judgment that gave credence to the victory of Senator Monday Okpebolo as the governor of Edo State. Do stay. We'll be right back. All right, it's all about the political dynamics in Edo State aftermath of Supreme Court judgment. We'll be talking about this now to conclude this particular discussion segment. Comrade Okoro Sahobari, what do you feel is the fate of our political parties in Edo State, knowing fully well that in terms of the election, APC was declared the winner, tribunal APC, appeal APC, now Supreme Court APC in Edo State. Someone saying it's 4 goes to nil. What do you think is the fate of our political parties in the state?
Their fate is to go back to the drawing board and strategize. It has been lost, it has been lost. You remember when it also happened, when 4-0 also happened in the last administration.
Yes.
APC quickly went back to the drawing board and strategized to make sure that they won it this time. So you can see that the rancor that is brewing now in the opposition party, I'm not sure they can survive this rancor that is ongoing. So it is better they sit down and think of the way they can collect power back, which I know is virtually impossible for the very just now. Are you getting it now? Because what it took APC to strategize, then the party was not in limbo. Now as we speak, you are a journalist, you know. You can see my brother in Abuja telling you that there's no PDP, though we know there is PDP. But truly speaking, if elections to be held today, PDP might not truly also come out. Because some people will tell you which this one, which that one. So there's still disarray there. So you should go back to the drawing board. If you want to also start fragmentation with ADC, quickly do it on time, because we are ready. We want to know those that really is in opposition. Because as we speak for the very just now, the election in 2027 in Edo is going to be one way, from what I'm saying. The reason is because I don't see seriousness in the side of the opposition. I don't see, because what it takes to win, it's not just, you can see that, first of all, I told you, Wilson, to win election, the process is more than 4-0. To win election, first of all, is you have to, there's what we call the unit. The unit, that is, President Tinubu belongs to a unit, I belong to a unit. You must go to your unit. We have our unit leader. Our unit executive, about 26 members, unit executive unit. That unit is on its own. Those are the people that first of all help you defend where you vote, your unit place, where you vote. They will help you defend it, help you make sure as you're accounting, they are the one to help you see you are winning or losing. Before you go to your center, you are not to the ward yet. Now from your unit to go to your center. So if I'm in unit 36, 37, as the case may be, in Esige primary school, ward 7, I will now move to Esige center, where you now have about 6 or 8, 11 other units coming together to protect that place. From there you move to the ward. From ward you move again now to the coalition. So it's a process. So if you don't get it to the latter, getting it to the top is very, very hard. Most times you get it to the top mistakenly, just the way some people use the OB factor to win election that time, because they were not grassrooted. So they could not stand the test of time. If they were grassrooted, if they had a base, to move would be very, very hard. So because there was no base, that's why you saw that they were not able to survive 3 years in opposition, because they were not so prepared. It's a process. They didn't understand the unit, the center, so it just came and it just went away. So when they now came back to understand it, some of them now noticed it that if truly they've passed through the process of conducting election, they would have used times 100 of what they've used. And they didn't even use, some didn't even print poster. Some were still working and they won the election. So they were not ready. So you can also be ready to take power for somebody in power without also having a foundation. It's impossible. So that's why I said, if I were in the opposition, we will not be talking about 2027. We will project for 2031. Our projection will go up.
2031.
Yes, it might sound funny, but it's the truth. The reason is because it's a process. It's a process. You have to go back to the people. You have to go back. It's the people, even though the people at the end of the day might be changed. But if they follow you as a process, if they follow you from the unit to center, follow you and believe in you, in step by step. Because just coming to say, now, we in a sane society now, you should know that Tinubu is a fact bearer for 2027 in APC. Don't let anybody tell you that. You saw the South governors that
they endorsed him, yes.
Endorsing him. So it goes to show everywhere. And you see more governors to the campaign. You can see the power play, political power play coming, governors from the South coming in, joining. So the man trying to see how best he can bring in some people to. So that's to tell you. That's to tell you the party is already prepared. You can see South governors coming together. So a party that is also not coming to take power from those people. Where are you in South? Where are you here? Where are you there? So if you want to project, start projecting for 2031. So that some of these governors who don't believe in internal democracy, who believe on anywhere belle face, who run without nobody pursuing them, they might have been gone in face. Then by then, maybe you have 1 or 2 House of Assembly members, House of Rep members, that's already grooming the system. If Tinubu sits down to tell you what it took him to become a president, you will know that it's good to study the man Tinubu. I'm not trying to come here to hail anybody because it's a process. You don't just jump in. You cannot just tell me that once it's 9:30, we are going to give you the script to narrate the news. Just like this, how will I do it? So even when I want to do it, even though I talk here freely, but analyzing the news is a different ball game. So it's a process. Maybe you tell me to be watching you. Maybe in a year time, I start so you cannot say you want to become a governor. You have to become look at those that use the OB wing for to become senators and House of Rep members. If we make mistake to say they are 20, now they are not to 5 any longer.
Thank you so much. So for what you are saying, they should go back to the drawing board. For now, no show for them.
No.
Well, Festus, do you share his views?
Wednesday, let me come from.
Does that mean that we don't have opposition anymore in those states?
I'm coming from behind.
All right.
So we're talking about probe, Obaseki probe. Those that were supposed to carry out the probe should have done it while Obaseki was still in government. They didn't because they belong to the same political party. And that's where we're having problem in this country. Fast forward to where we are today. Because you are going to answer me if we have opposition or not. The speaker just decamped to APC. He came with others. Now, if at the executive arm, APC, legislative arm, APC, where are the opposition? And that is a fundamental problem. We are talking about probe. Let's probe who? It is the legislative duties of the legislators to call the governor. You gave us a budget of 10 million. How did you spend it? What are you doing with this project? How come you are investing 20% in this project with 2 naira? In Edo State that we speak, who are the opposition? Is it the ADC? Is it the PDP that have 2 factions? Is it the Labour Party that all is legislators in the state and federal have become? Like he said, if actually they are serious about what they want to do, they should wait in 2031. You know the problem we have in this country? Everybody wants to be in the ruling party. The only time we had opposition in Edo State was when Oshomole was the governor of this state. Then we have
Idanobe,
the man. I call him the man that stood in the test of time. Then we have Danobe speaking, coming up on television. Oshomole, you are doing this. Oshomole, you should do this. But still, The people that were supposed to back him are the legislators. Where are the House of Assembly members then? None called Oshomole to say this is the outcry from the people or from the opposition. What is actually on ground? So at present, Wincy, I don't know if I will be wrong or right to say we have just one party in Edo State. Let me give you another instance. We are preparing for Edo Central Senatorial seat election. Then the Ovia House of Rep election. Have you heard about APC, PDP going to source for candidate or planning for primary? Or Labour Party talking about primary? That is a clear sign to tell you that these people, they are not ready. And in a normal democracy, your party lost an election. You should stick together. It ought to be a time for them to reminisce on their losses, plan ahead. But because many of them are after the Monica political theory, they just want the money. So they are decamping. Like he said, go and watch. We'll give them another 3 months. Check those that are coming. The campaign is going to start from next week. You know why? Most of these politicians are jobless. They are hungry people. If you're in opposition and there is no food for you to eat, you do everything to come back to the ruling party. And you know where we have problem? If a leader from PDP today decamp, like he made mention of Rogide, decamping, coming to APC, they become a leader immediately. And that is a political problem. That equilibrium is not supposed to be. You ought to join the queue, join the line, wait for your time.
All right, thank you. Well, Usman, let's get to hear from you. You started out by saying that from your own opinion, there's no PDP vote. We have PDP. That's what people are saying. But what do you feel about the political dynamics or equilibrium? Do we have an opposition right now in Edo State? Usman, can you please unmute yourself? We can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Thank God. I say thank you very much. Thank God I had the foresight before we even started this discussion to already tell you that there is no PDP in Edo State. Not because Dr. Anthony Azegbemi is not the chairman of Edo State, but because you cannot form a political party in the state and you don't have a national political party. PDP in the national is a joke that has been taken too far. PDP is like Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts now is even better than PDP. At the moment, that is whether you like it or not, that is the fact. But for anybody to say, for you to have an opposition, you have to wait till 2031. That is another joke taken too far. They say in politics, 24 hours is a very long time. There is an opposition that has come up now, and 2023 election has shown us that you don't need any leader if the people are with you. In Edo, in Labour Party, they did not have. I don't even know who the state chairman of Labour was in Edo. In Edo, I can bet you that they did not share money in Labour Party. In Edo, I can bet you that the man who won the senatorial district in Edo South, he didn't even know he was going to win. He just gambled and bought the ticket. And the other people who won in the House of Assembly. That is the power of the masses. And I always laugh at people who blame politicians for the campaign. It is not their fault. It is your fault. It is the people's fault. If I'm a politician, I know that when I do the right thing, the people will stand by me. I will use my blood and my sweat to work for them. In Nigeria, let me not put it particularly in Edo, what happens is, according to the former governor of Rivers State, we allow anything goes with us. We just, it don't happen, right? It don't happen. Let it go. That is not how it is done in any other place. Politicians that decamp because they know that if the chips are down, the people will not be with them. The ADC, for example, has come up. And I tell you, those that are saying that there is no opposition in the presidency, let me just give you a very quick example. The last time the um, minister of FCT went to channels to go and do interview with Sheun Okimbaloye was during the 2022 PDP presidential primary. When the ADC coalition was formed, since then he has had two media chats. He had one in his house, then he went to channels to do another one. He went to church the following Sunday to lambast all of them. The problem is not with the people who are forming this coalition. The coalition is not affecting anything they do because you cannot judge Senator Monday who has not even done 1 year. But you can judge the government in the center who has done more than 2 years. So the point is, it is not about who the party ADC is going to bring. It is about, is your life better today than it was in 2023? Mr. Wilson, anytime I come to your show, I always say, if today, Mr. Wilson, in ITV, which I'm very sure is not so, they are paying you 500,000 as you are in that studio now, you're a poor man. 500,000 naira is not even up to 750 or 750. 500,000 naira is $350. That is the money that people pay for house rent in the US, maybe for a very small place. Then you are in Nigeria, in this country that we are in now. 5 bunches of plantain is 5,000 naira. People's salary cannot take them from work home. As we are in the rainy season now, I can bet you that people are paying times 5 of what they were paying in a month for transportation. The opposition is not ADC. The opposition is the people in power, is the Nigerian people who are suffering. If you want to make life better for people, make it better, and there will be no opposition. What wanted to happen was that the PDP, which, like I said, is comatose now, was to decimate all political parties, so that there will be no political party that will be in opposition, so that they can do whatever they like. But God, in his infinite mercy, brought people who think that, personally, I do not care who the ADC brings up. If they can prove to me that they are a political party, if they can prove to me that they are going to be a political party who say A and they mean A, not a political party with impunity, a political party that does not have internal democracy. Political parties in Nigeria now are SPVs, used to move, just move from one place to another. Oh, I want to win an election. PDP can make me win, enter. APC can make me win, enter. Like I said, the opposition is not ADC. The opposition is not PDP, which is dead and buried now. The opposition is the Nigerian people. Mr. Wilson, again, I say again, for the last time, if today you are in that studio, they are paying you 500,000, 500,000, you are still a poor man.
All right,
And I can
thank
tell you
you.
that in Edo today, they are not more than, if we have 5 million people in Edo, the people who make 500,000 naira in a month in Edo, they are not up to 10,000 persons.
All right, thank
I'm
you,
telling
thank
you.
you,
So that
thank
is
you
to
so
show
so
you the way
much.
we have become poor in
I,
Edo and
I'll come
in
back
the
to you,
country.
Usman. I'll come
But
back.
it is not
Thank
a
you.
problem. It is not. Sorry, let me just land, please. Let me just land, please. It is not a problem of the Edo State government. It is a problem of Nigeria. And you cannot judge Senator Mende Okwewolo on that. He's not
All
even done
right.
1 year.
All
Thank
right,
you.
thank you. Thank you so, so much. Well, PDP members will not really agree with your comment that they are dead and buried, or they are Boy Scouts or commandos, or be like they are still there. They are still vibrant. All right, is your word against that. Though it's your opinion, they may not agree to that comment that they are not vibrant. But that are they Boy Scouts? Though they are having issues, definitely issues are meant to be resolved. Now let's go over to the US where Honorable Eyegariba is standing by. Your last line on this, the hope of the opposition after this judgment in Edo State.
Well, thank you once again, Wilson. I think the opposition in Edo State, as we see, Going by the peaceful disposition and developmental posture of the governor of our dear state, Senator Monday Okpewolo, we seem to have attracted the very brightest minds within the opposition. And I do hope in the coming months we are going to attract some more. I see some very vibrant and developmental minded individuals who are still, especially in the PDP. The protests amongst the Labour Party people have joined us, including the senator representing Edo South. We have a wonderful sister like Gabriela Mosede Igbinedion. She's joined us. You remember between the deputy governor and Honorable Mosede Igbinedion, they were going head to head, over the contest in Ovia. Now the two of them are in the same political party, which means Ovia is a wrap. Then you are going to have people like Honorable Wele Yama join, who's now in the, who was one of the two strongest members in the PDP. It's now, of course, in the APC. And we have quite a lot. So, somebody mentioned Senator Urugide. So Senator Urugide is a wonderful performing two-time senator of Edo South, and over his displeasure regarding the attitude of the erstwhile governor, that is why he decided to, leave that political party and join the APC. So we've attracted some of the brightest leaders and minds from the opposition. So opposition here is wicked. And here Usman talked a lot about the opposition we are going to be having will be the Nigerian people versus uh, perhaps the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But I think we should be more objective in our analysis. If you are talking of people coming together to form a coalition, and all of a sudden they took another route and they merged through a political party, what they are simply doing is to decamp into another political party, not form the coalition. We know what a coalition is. APC was a coalition where people came in their numbers, governors, senators, ministers. They came in their numbers from various political parties and collapsed into one political party. One of the parties that some of the parties that ceased to be after the emergence of APC, as it were, was CPC, was ACN. They dissolved into one political party. That's a coalition. That's how you come together. But not decamping from some parties and joining another party. And the people that did it are the usual suspects, like Atiku Abubakar is used to moving from party to party, and the presidency that is so once so elusive. I believe that for him, the new political party, the ADC, is another special purpose vehicle that he has created to try to have another shot at the presidency, which for us as Nisho is going to be a failed bid, you know. Then what I want to actually talk to my brother Usman about is this. I also believe that Nigerians should critically look at the affairs of the 774 local government chairmen across the country. Their allocations have increased in some cases by 100%, 200%, 300%. So the development at that level of government also should be seen to increase. The people should feel the impact of governance at that level more. The state government allocations have also increased, and in Edo State, we are seeing the corresponding, you know, uh, increase in terms of development. This current government has faced the immediate past government in terms of laudable projects and development without excuses. We had a government who made excuses, who could take taxpayers' money to make signboards and put on roads that his own citizens were using and refer to them as federal government roads. The roads that he needed to access two other senatorial districts, that was the only road through which he could access Edo Central and Edo North. And yet he refused to fix it. How, how, how the damn did you say you were acting in the best interest of the people by making excuses? Comes more leadership. So now the opposition party should regroup. We were opposition in this state by default because we were in the APC, somebody took our mandate and ran into another political party and fragmented that party, which has now created the kind of dysfunctional opposition party in the state. You know, it's the result of that one man's sin. Transgression came upon opposition politics in Edo State. Thank God is out of the way now, so they can reorganize themselves
All right.
and begin to criticize logically so that we can, that can keep us on our toes as we begin to continue to deliver on the great dividends of democracy for our people.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Honorable Yegariva. Well, you've heard my analysts. They've spoken their mind on the political dynamics in Edo State. The equilibrium right now, some are saying it's no longer balanced. Take it or leave it, it's no longer balanced because, like, one-sided right now. The question now is, how can we go back to equilibrium when we have vibrant opposition and, of course, the ruling party as it is right now? You know the story as well as I do. The dynamics has changed. Equilibrium no longer there. Believe it or not, it's like one party is beginning to, oh no, not beginning to, it has it all already in Edo State. It has it all. So when will an effective opposition rise up again in Edo State? Remember the time of Senator Adam Salih Oshomole, when he was the governor of Edo State. Yes, there was a vibrant PDP led by Chief Dan also of the, that you were how the bars and the balls were coming, and those were just like, watching. Vibrant, effective opposition. How can we get back to those days? Well, we'll keep on watching. The views and opinions of my analysts entirely theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV. We will go on a break. When we return, it's all about the renewed court killings. What in the world is happening yet again in Edo State? I thought our beloved governor had this under wraps, had this under control. What is going on? What went wrong? We'll be right back. Don't go away.